It is early morning. The sun's just coming over top of the trees. We are loaded up for a delivery, which is going to downtown Youngstown. I will try to bring you along for the ride. The temperatures have just been in a complete agreement for firewood production, but it's supposed to get super duper hot again this week. So we're going to have a front-loaded week for production. And I have one of my helpers is here stacking last night's production. We're getting that stacked, getting that dry. Those maple logs were, I'm getting into the shade over here. Those maple logs were kind of older and they're still not seasoned, but they're ahead of the game, you know, and I think they're gonna season out here pretty quick. But I am standing here looking over the yard. I'll show you what I'm looking at. And we have a decent supply, but we're still not there. What happens when you get into the late fall, when that first rush of orders comes in, your yard kind of starts looking thin. But then, you know, this other stuff that we're making now will kick in later in the winter. And that's not to mention, too, what I've taken back to my house. I had tried to get away from bringing wood back to my house, keeping the wife happy. She has been very generous, allowing me to junk the yard up with this firewood thing. But since we moved here, I've just been bringing everything here and phasing out the yard for storing firewood. But, you know, since the flood, it just seems prudent for me to do that. So the wood that I've been buying from my supplier up north, I bring back to the house and stack it. And the challenge there is that that yard gets mudded out pretty quick later in the fall and then into the winter. I can't get my truck in the yard unless we got a super cold spell without any snow. The ground's frozen. I can get out there to get it. Okay, so we are loaded up. We're gonna head into downtown Youngstown. I think we gotta run some errands too. I gotta get diesel and gasoline and stop at the bank, Burger King. You know how it goes. All right, guys, let's load up. Here we go. I am in downtown Youngstown. This is a restaurant I'll be delivering to. I have my invoices that they will be signing. That's the federal courthouse right behind me. And up on top of the hill is Youngstown State University. I like Youngstown, nice town. All right, we're gonna get signed in. We're gonna get stacking, and then we'll head on down the road. I am moving right along, getting all the wood stacked. Looking good. Even though I'm saying how nice the weather is, it's still pretty hot when you're moving firewood. Moving right along, I motivate myself by putting my water on the far end of this delivery. When I get to it, I'll be allowed to drink. All done. The benefit of my two-shirt system is the sweaty shirt's off, the dry shirt's on. We are unloaded. Let's head on back. And to get out, you have to negotiate this very tight parking garage, and I have to do some maneuvering. And out we go. If you recall that building that blew up, the Realty building, it's been razed, torn down. It's now a parking lot. We are looking straight down Federal. But if you are also remembering a business known as Strauss, their national headquarters was in this second building right here, and that then became the headquarters of Farmore, which was a national super drugstore chain that has a very checkered history and demise. Go ahead and Google that if you want to see some interesting reading. But this is Federal Plaza. I just drove by. We're heading down Federal. And when you see videos of this area back in the 50s, it was the whole Mahoning Valley was all down here at the same time shopping. This restaurant, the Federal, that was a bar rescue restaurant. If you ever watched that show, there was an episode filmed in there. And then one of the, over there's the Steelworkers Museum up on top of the hill. Sorry. This clock tower it's been bought by a different bank. That is part of the nice skyline of the city when you see it from the outer belt. The Warner Brothers, if you're familiar with Bugs Bunny and the Warner Brothers, their original theater was just over there. And then we're just heading on out of town. One interesting part, I'm going to show this to you one day. This bridge over here is known as the Planters Peanut Bridge. And this bridge was built back in the 30s, I think. And an iron worker went ahead and cut out a template of the Planters Peanut guy. And he welded it onto the facing of that bridge, and it sat up there forever and ever. And the bridge was rebuilt about 10 years ago, and to commemorate the Planters Peanut guy, they put another one up there. So the locals call that the Planters Peanut Bridge. Phantom Fireworks is a national brand that's here in Youngstown, Ohio. They've moved their headquarters up to the north side. But now we're just heading out of town, and we got some errands to run, guys. Okay, I admit this is a different look. I've come home to get the checks for the bank and my cans for the fuel, and I've been tasked with getting the worms off of my wife's basil plant. So when duty calls, you got to come through for numero uno. Okay, I'm only seeing this one right here. We will put him out by the bird feeder, and we are going to head into town. We are now ready to leave the house, and we're going to go into town to run our errands. Got my diesel cans, check. I got my gas cans, check. Got my keys, check. I got my phone, check. And I got my checks, got them. All right, here we go. I am heading on into town now, and I have to go to the bank, go to the post office. I got to get diesel, got to get gas, got to go to Burger King. Burger King is the official fast food restaurant of Ohio Woodburner. This is a newly dedicated Cortland Veterans Memorial Bridge that happened this summer. Best sub shop in the world right here, Brothers. And over across the street is our good friend Sam's Cortland Mower. All right, guys, heading on down the road. Okay, pulling into the bank. Hi there. All right, just deposit these, please. Thank you. This is so 20th century, going to the bank to cash checks. I keep getting reminded that I should do mobile banking, but I'm just not going to do it. The more people that keep doing mobile banking, you won't need bank tellers anymore. I don't know. I prefer to deal with humans. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, this is a real heavy receipt. Whew, boy, a lot of ink on that one. Okay, post office time. I have a P.O. box here for the business, and I check it, and I make sure that there's nothing important in there. Only thing in there today was the current edition of the Cortland News. Excellent newspaper. They were very helpful for us with the International Firewood Expo. They put a lot of articles in there promoting it. And, you know, you have a nice small town and you have a asset like the Cortland News, a local paper like this, you take advantage of it.
Hi, welcome to Burger King. How can I help you?
Hi there. I would like 4 Whoppers and a Diet Dr. Pepper, and that's all.
Second window, please.
Yep. My tractor and my processor use diesel, so I buy the off-road. It's not taxed, and they put this red dye in it, and I am to understand that if you get caught with red dye in your fuel tank on the highway, you're in deep doo-doo. Oh, and why not? Let's throw a little bit into the truck. Okay, we got gas, diesel, went to the bank, went to the post office, 4 Whoppers, Diet Dr. Pepper. Okay, I think we're good. Hold on a second. I need to do my data entry into my spreadsheet to account for all of my expenses with my fuel. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that tomorrow. So let's head on back to the yard and let's see how the stacking went. We're heading back to the wood yard. This is Main Street here in Cortland. You can see the big water tower off in the distance. And we're going to check out the stacking job and see what else we can find ourselves to do today. Another deviation. We're going to get back to the yard, I promise. There's something else here I just remembered I wanted to show you. And it is right here on this fence. This is our local park for all of our baseball and softball players. And I went ahead and bought a banner. It contributes to their account to help run the league. Quite honestly, I'm confident I will get 0 sales off of this. My advertising budget is 0. I've never spent a penny on advertising for my firewood business. And this is just something that, you know, you do just to support the local youth, to support our ball players, our softball players and baseball players. And what I will also point out to you is the power of branding. It's just a way that you can distinguish yourself from everyone else in your area who might be selling firewood. Okay, just something cool here. So now I promise we are heading to the wood yard. And we are pulling into the wood yard. I better take this turn slow so I don't knock over all these fuel cans in the bed of the truck, but this is what the yard looks like from the road. I don't have any signage out still. I still don't consider myself open to the public. I am delivery only, you know, but with that expo wood that had come in back there in the corner, I now have stuff that I'll sell to people that drive up, but you know, the chances of that happening aren't very high. While that is not my bread and butter on how I make money, but you know, if the opportunity arises, I'll do it. Okay. Diesel in the tractor, diesel in the 405, gas, and gas in the Axis. So let's sneak a peek here. You're seeing this in real time with me. Let's critique the stacking job of my hired help, who took roughly a cord of firewood from the trailer and oh wow, it looks really nice. So it's that row and this row. I got to tell you guys, this kid stacks like a boss. Check that out. Huh? Plumb, right in line with the outer edge of the pallet. Both rows. Oops, I just broke a pallet. Oh wow, that looks really good. I ride these guys. I tell them, we have not had a row of firewood fall over in 7 years. And I see no reason to start now. So, oh wow, that looks great. There's nothing better looking, I think, than a nice stack of firewood. And this is the mess that got into the trailer from the setup that I have. So the 405 has the cleaner off of the Perfect Clean where it shakes out the fines. And then I have that roller cleaner which takes out a lot of the other scraps. So this is what's left behind. And granted, this is older maple and it is kind of messy and you get a lot of the bark that comes off. But you know, some of these chunks are going to come through that cleaner and into the trailer. But think about if you were a split and sell company and if you're sensitive to what you're delivering to your customer, this is a nice way of delivering clean firewood, having these cleaners like this. And this is what would have been delivered with a full cord of firewood. That's really not that bad for something that just got split. And I'm serious, if these were green logs, I mean just like, you know, just cut down last week and then got processed, all of this loose bark, none of this would be in here. So you would have much less. So that's how effective the cleaner is on that system. But tell me what you think about this stacking job. My hired help, Robbie, reads the comments. He watches the videos. And I think this is an A+ effort, huh? I'll give it a thumbs up. Okay, there you go. Thanks for coming on this ride with me. We had a delivery, errands. We took care of my wife's basil and got the caterpillars off of it. And then we're going to now get the tractor out, take this trailer around to the conveyor, and we're going to make another load, and we're going to set this out again. I'll either stack it myself, or if my high school help is available, he'll come out and do it too. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. Everyone have a great day.